Hey everyone, we know it's been a bit since our previous update, and we hope you guys have been making the most of the depot demo. We've kept pushing forwards and have plenty of exciting stuff to show you today. First though, we'd like to lead with a bit of insight into Division 3 and how it's progressing. First things first, Division 3 will not be out this year. We had originally considered a similar timeline to Division 2, but for many reasons this became no longer possible around when we shipped the demo. In short, Division 3 is our most ambitious release ever. It features more new weapons, NPCs, and narrative sequences than Division 1 and 2 combined. In addition, we have larger maps on average which have more complex gameplay, in addition to vehicle maps that cover huge distances. It is a challenge we are meeting head on, and we think it'll be the best release we've made to date. In fact, judging by the scope of our remaining divisions, it will likely be the largest single release we do until the entire mod is finished. So, we're taking the time to get it right. What that means is a bit more of a wait, but when it's done, we'll be shipping something that really raises the bar for what a cut content mod is capable of. Now we've given you that glance at our process, let's get into the good stuff. A look behind the curtain at what's coming in Division 3.
One of the new antlion species we're introducing in Division 3 is the Burfer. Based off of speculation, a concept sketch released very recently in the timeline of cut content, and mixed in with Andy's signature unique charm. Already fully animated and functionality under testing, this creature of a larger weight class than the standard antlion is an aggressive protector of the hives, equal parts sentry, and cultivator to the antlion workforce. We picture these creatures at a similar place in the hierarchy to guards, pack leaders subservient to the upper echelons of the hive.
And one of those upper echelons are these, the Guardians, a twosome of vibrantly coloured mega-sized antlions that are specifically bred for durability. Their colours are based off of two separate cut concepts for the Guardian in Episode 2, and they'll form a unique pair in the hive. They are the top creatures in the antlion lineage, among the most significant threats the player will face as they work to protect the one and only creature they answer to.
And then, at the very bottom of the hierarchy, below even the lowly grubs, the roller grubs, whose only purpose is expendable hive defense from the balls of the antlion Burfer. Born to kill, and nothing else, they will be fired from the Burfers like organic artillery, harassing the player at closer range with a rolling attack. Some may also be found skittering around the hive, serving the role as a first line of defense for their more purposeful kin.
The wasteland has many caves, not only those populated by antlions, but remnants of underwater formations and other xenians making the ocean floor their home. We introduced our take on Zen's crystals as a way to help these caves feel properly infected by the spread of Zen post-portal storm. In the antlion hives, they're even more prominent, and indeed, it seems they're even being cultivated, their natural energies tapped into by a surprisingly savvy ruler.
The antlions have become experts at cultivating the environment to bolster their hive, and these fleshy growths seen throughout, sustaining the integrity of their tunnels and blocking access to invaders, will prevent player ingress and require creative problem solving to overcome.
Perhaps the most significant fixture of the antlion caves is the egg clutch, a highly volatile sack of juices that hangs from the ceiling, ostensibly reading for collection and rearing. The player, however, can use it as an organic explosive barrel to even the odds will list in the antlion hive, and also to unblock their path of progression. It'll deposit a new one in a grotesque animation after a short delay, so don't worry, the hive's supply of fresh explosives won't run out anytime soon.
In the meantime, with Division 4 readily approaching, we've had to extract the male await head type to be set aside as Jax advances. Rather than lose out on a whole head type, we decided to restore an old head type from the beta, the Travis variant based off of ex-Valve developer Travis Brady. We worked directly with Travis, who provided us with a generous collection of reference images of his head and face from many angles to nail this restoration, and now it's finally implemented in-game as our male await variant.
In the time since our previous update, Silent has done an overhaul of the animations for much of RTBR's arsenal yet again, as he often does. We won't cover everything that received this treatment, but here's a few choice examples.
In the wake of the depot demo, we looked back over our weapon arsenal and considered which were in need of unique ammo pickups. Weapons like the AKM only gaining ammo from salvage copies of the weapon works for world building, but the OICW was one weapon we felt needed its own mass-produced set of bullets. Based loosely off of a cut ammo pickup from the beta, we reinterpreted its design to add some diegetic ammo for this rifle throughout the mod.
Along those same lines, the MP5K has also received its own ammo box design, again based off of a cut variant from Half-Life 2. The de facto SMG of choice for the Combine stationed in the Arctic, it stands to reason they'd have formalized boxes of rounds on hand.
The last of the models made by Jaden Wallace as his debut on the team are the cage lights, a typical and beloved fallback option for indicating lighting of many colors in Half-Life 2. In our remake, we incorporated the White Metal Borealis light variants from the cut content to give mappers plenty of options and raise the fidelity across the game, as with our other general purpose remodels.
As part of our ongoing effort to cement our own take on Combine art design, the interface, a very generally useful Combine prop, excellent for greebling, was remade by Zeal. With some extra glowing parts and up-res fidelity, it's a great fit with our other Combine props.
The other Combine prop to receive the remodel treatment is the Breen Light. Seldom used in Half-Life 2, we use it regularly as a Combine lighting fixture, and Farafon took it as his introductory task on the team. He's now working on some much larger props that will certainly make a splash.
Rounding off our content update, we're on to levels, and the caves have begun to reach a very solid point in their art paths. Integrating all of my new Antlion cave assets, we've still to run testing, additional art passing, and refinement, but the resultant caves are a devious new spin on those we saw in episode 2.
Since the demo, we've also had team members committed to refining the depot maps. In one form, that has been art passing, which all of the depot maps have received extra amendments to depending on their needs, and Depot 1 has been pushed even further to its limits to double down on the style.
Depot 2 has also received amendments to both its gameplay and art passing in the wake of the demo feedback, particularly enhancement to the crane sequence, which is now an extended arena battle, and the surface side portion, which now boasts more complex skybox and a set of prism geometry.
And that's a wrap on our next big Division 3 content update. We expect this to be our last major article of 2024, but we'll surely have more to show by other means before the end of the year. Before we get our heads back down on Division 3, a few roles we're always open to on the team. Firstly, 3D modelers. We're always looking for more talented 3D modelers with hard surface experience. And secondly, level designers. We're looking for blockout mappers with great gameplay sense to shore up parts of Division 3 and push ahead on Division 4, as well as talented art passers to help get the rest of the division up to snuff visually. If any of these roles look good to you, please add the username Kralik on Discord. Thanks for your patience thus far on Division 3. It may be a ways off still, but we expect it to be the finest hour of Raising the Bar Redux. We'll see you up ahead.